Say hey, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me is my guy, Connor Mack. Connor,
Yo.
today is a pivotal day in my baseball season, and I'd say my baseball capping career. It's going to be very exciting. I am 341 and 358 up 3.30 units. And today's going to be a heavy day of a volume for me because I like a lot of plays, so it should be fun. How are you feeling about today?
I love it. These Fridays are always exciting for the weekend, massive cards. And, Fridays like yesterday, just a couple of plays. We got these big cards. I always got to, on a Friday, bring it down to a few plays and running good. Last week swept the board. So it's been pretty good all week, too. So if baseball can keep like this, get into football, times will be good. Money will be good. Everyone will be happy.
Yes,
Right, Jose?
I hope so. I hope so. Let's turn this season around. I like it. I'm watching some Little League World Series action. You gave me something to root for. A Little League Nevada action in your area, so this is gonna be fun. We're back in the game, by the way, 2-1. Utah's got some sick uniforms on, but I'm feeling good about I was gonna say our boys, but I was gonna say our literal kids.
Yeah. 11, 12-year-olds. Paseo Verde. Right here. Kids right here in my zip code play right down the street from me. They've always had good Little Leagues, and Paseo's never got to the Little League World Series, but they've gotten San Bernardino a bunch. So shout out to Paseo Verde Little League. Get it done.
Let's see it right now. Tie game now. It's on now. Let's do it. All right, Connor, let's talk about the MLB because I hate Little League World Series action either way, but this should be a fun game, like I said. Let's get it. Say Hey Plays 125. 125 straight editions of Say Hey Plays. Very fun times. Very fun times indeed. Let's talk about this first Miami Marlins versus the Atlanta Braves spot here. And truthfully, I like this game because I kind of like both pitchers here. It's kind of shocking to say that I like Jake Odorizzi. But, obviously the Marlins offense is just so bad that I think that they can make Jake Odorizzi look good. His first start against the Mets for the Braves was, correct me if I'm wrong here. I need to remember this. I need to look back. Actually, I believe all those runs were like one inning. And then he started cruising along, 4 2/3, 6 innings or 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. That's a good start against the Mets. You take that every time. So I would lean first 5 under here, really. And ultimately, the game is do you trust Pablo Lopez against the Braves bats? And after capping, and I was like, I guess I really can't. I really can't trust Pablo Lopez right now. So I had to pass here, but definitely a lean to first 5 under here. The Braves against righties to end this 117 weighted runs created plus against righties. That's 8th. And by the way, it's 8 since August. I've started doing my splits since August. Cut it down, maybe change the sample size. Maybe I'll see something different. But so basically a pass here, but first 5 under was definitely a lean for me.
Yeah. This is a game. There's a ton of unders that I do love today.
Same.
I think this one could be too low though. There's a couple of spots. What are we going to get out of Pablo Lopez? He is back home, where I think he pitches better. Some of these Braves rip him. They hit 286 off him, but multiple guys. Travis d'Arnaud has 3 homers, 5 for 12, 5 for 14. Azuna's got a homer. Swanson's got a couple. Cunha 7 for 21 with a couple jacks. This one's difficult for me. It's not a big enough price with the Marlins. With their bats against this Braves, it's just this. As much as I want a home dog here with Miami. And when I look at stuff like this, I think it's a good spot. I had to pass on this game. And Odorizzi I think he'll pitch better on the roads. A guy that, had bad splits with the Astros and got roughed up a little bit. His first start, this will be his second start. I think he started that doubleheader with the Mets last week. So his second start, just a game I am off, in the end. Braves have been doing well, I maybe look at their team total. I didn't look at that earlier. If you like them, so
yeah, it's a low number overall. And like I said, I do think that Jake Odorizzi can deal on these Marlins, but like I said, ultimately the game is decided by can Pablo Lopez pitch well against the Braves bats. I mean, if you think if you think that Pablo's gonna give up runs, obviously, then I think that's the way to do it. Because if he has a short start, like 5 innings, maybe, I think you've got the Marlins off the bullpen that's not very good.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, I'll try to. I didn't get totally deep because into my player props, but I was gonna do it as soon as the show's done. I got a few. Like I mentioned, get some on these Braves. You have a good price. Shout out, somebody asked me. I'll try to give out a couple homer props, but this is one that stood out to me in these early games. And I gotta give a shout out to the chat real quick, Jose. Our guy Don Mack, good. Rick Rogers, Eric Jones, Justin. Shout out Mark. What's up, Mike? Non-applicable. Shout out to the guy always here. Shout out to our Let's Go Wild Picks. I believe that's Terry. What's up, my man? Sky Dragon. You know what it is. Brian Watson. Hit it. Hit the like button, too.
This is very nice as always. Shout out to you guys. I just counted up my picks, about 7 picks so far, and like 2 more at least maybe coming. So it's going to be a fun day. So stick around because we've got a long card ahead of us. But we're going to finish in an hour because we've got the Daily Sesh right behind us. So shout out to them as well. Let's move on to one of my first plays on the card here. At least it is a play that I'm leaning towards, and I want to add it, Connor, and I want to talk it out first here. I like the first 5 over 5 here. Obviously, we've got Juan Soto's return, all that, caught up and all that stuff. But we've got a Padres offense, maybe it's a small sample size because of the little 2 or 3 games they've had good showings, but their offense right now against righties, 153 weighted runs created plus. Against lefties, I'm sure it's very different because, it seems like lefties are just their kryptonite, which I'm sure will go well when the Dodgers have Julio Urias and Clayton Kershaw. But I just ultimately think that this offense can get it done here today. Corey Abbott on the bump for the Nationals here. He had his first blow-up start of his season, I guess. I don't know if we want to call that what it is, but 3 2/3, 7 hits, 7 earned runs, 4 home runs. Was that a windy day in Philadelphia? Balls were just feeling windy offense, maybe, but ultimately, I still don't think he's a good pitcher, even though he went 5, 2 hits, no earned runs against the Nationals here. So I'm leaning to this first 5 over here, and I got it. And by the way, Bovada, of course, Bovada baseball just seems to be down right now for some reason. So I'm citing Pinnacle lines here for right now. Plus 101 right now for the first 5 over, I believe. First 5 over 5. So I lean that way, but I don't know if I'm going to get there. I want to talk it out, like I said.
Yeah, this is a game where it goes both ways for me. Slight win going in. There's a few games like that today, mid 70s. Clevenger got ripped. I think he pitches better today against this, sorry Nats lineup. I mean, they've been able to swing it a little bit at times, but Soto's gone, Bell's gone. They come back. I don't want the Padres at this price. Good luck. You guys could take them on the road or their team total. What I wanted to touch on is when these teams get together, just lately they've been over, like you talked about, Jose. That's all the trends when they've been in DC. I don't know, the last 6 or 7 times they've all gone over because initially I wanted the under here. But the key is with Abbott. What are we going to get from him? He got tattooed his last start. This is the guy in the minors that hasn't been very good, his whole career, bouncing up and down. I don't think he goes more than a few innings, 3, maybe 4. So, yeah, this was another game quickly I crossed off. These are games, though, the Padres need to take care of. So, that's why they're minus 250 here. And Clevenger should bounce back. He should go 6, I think. Maybe give up, 1 or 2. So, lean Padres, just too big of one. You'd have to start doing minus ones. And if you're okay with doing that, go right ahead.
Well, let me tell you, the thing is, I don't know if Clevenger is a bottom feeder kind of pitcher, just dominates against the good or the bottom bad teams we've got on the bottom of the barrel. The Nationals right now 18th against righties, 94 weighted runs created plus. So I was like, man, am I going to trust the Nationals here? But I feel like at the end of the day, I can't really trust the Nationals to get the Clevenger. I think he's just too good against these bad teams. His home road splits for the ERA, by the way, a 2.96 at home, a 4.06 on the road. So another thing I was like, maybe, but I don't know if I'll get there. I've got it written down, but we'll talk about it later. I don't think I am, but we'll move on. And I'd like to see, obviously, what the chat is saying. Gerald Jones, like he said, fading the Nationals here. And he's saying San Diego -2. Don Mack put 2 units on the run line last night. But he said he hadn't beat a line like that in a minute. Shout out to you, Don Mack, my man. And Eric Jones, like you said, -2.5. Yeah, a lot of San Diego love here today. And of course, Soto props over 2 bases and little home run sprinkles would be interesting. Would be interesting to say the least. Cleveland, Toronto, next game up, and a shout out to my dad, Jimmy, who flipped the home road on Barrios here and is on the Cleveland Guardians, and he does not want to be because he thought he were on the road here. So shout out to Jimmy. Very funny moment today on betting with the bag. Ultimately, it does fall on Jose Barrios' shoulders here. Cleveland Guardians 26 against righties, 86 weighted runs created plus since February. Do you trust Jose Barrios? His home road splits obviously tell a big story. A 3.23 ERA at home, 7.50 on the road. It's just a big thing. I looked at his road starts as well, and I was like, well, I mean, maybe I can cut him some slack because they were all against really good teams. But, at the end of the day, he's going to have to face a really good team on the road at some point in the playoffs probably. So we'll see what happens there. But I just couldn't get there with any play here, really. I really sat here with this for a while, and I was like, am I taking the Blue Jays first 5 here? Do I really want to take it? And then I ultimately just decided to pass here.
Yeah, this game was a pass for me as well. Early passes in this one. Barrios, I talk about all the time here with you, Jose. I know Jimmy brings it up. It's early, even if he's going or not. And a lot of some of these starts, these guys, like in St. Louis with Goldschmidt, Arenado didn't go there, and his last start he got ripped. Usually he bounces back. Shout out to Noli knows. He won't like me wearing this hat, but he usually knows when Barrios is going to bounce back, especially at home. Caliquancho a little bit rougher on the road. I remember that bad start at the Red Sox last month. He's just the ultimate 5 innings kind of, 3-4 ERA. He can get it done. But this one's tough for me. I lean Guardians. I don't want the money here. I've been fading the Blue Jays. I took the Orioles before, whoever they've been playing. And I know you're throwing out they're going to win the AL. No, they're not. I'm just letting you know that right now.
I believe
they will not win.
Send in the Astros. I mean, if it's not the Yankees, I'll tell you guys that. Obviously, I know that it is. Spoiler alert: it's probably going to be the Astros. Probably, but I think the Blue Jays are the second best team.
I want the under here. I just don't trust these guys. I mean, I lean under in the spot.
Yeah, no, Cal Quantrill, interesting pitcher. On the road, his ERA his batting average on the road for these guys, 3.14. That's crazy. You're giving up a 3.14 average on the road. His ERA is not even that bad. It's a 4.96. So 5 obviously is not ideal, but like when you have a 300 batting average against, I expect it to be higher. Indeed. All right, let's move on to another AL matchup here. Baltimore and the Tampa Bay Rays here. Austin Voth.
Alternator.
Man, Austin Voth. He's an interesting pitcher, I guess. I like the man. What do you like about this fucking Orioles squad? It's tough to say because their offense has been rolling. They've been winning games. 125 weighted runs created plus against righties. But I always balk at betting them, and maybe I should just have the blind faith that like they're just a good ball club right now. But like, I'm just never convinced when they have like Voth. Like I can never bet on the Royals when they have Voth. Spencer Watkins, I'm always wishy-washy on, and Dean Kramer I faded yesterday. So it's a tough spot here. It's definitely Orioles are past though for me. I don't like backing Kluber in many instances. He's given up 3 and 4 earned runs last 2 times out, 3 earned runs last time to the Detroit Tigers. So that's a tough look. Obviously his home road ERAs are kind of close, 3.70 and 4.42 on the road. So it's all kind of pushy-washy, and I don't know how I feel about Corey Kluber at the end of the day. So I passed on this game too.
Yeah, this one's interesting. Austin Voth, he keeps, even that last game against the Pirates, he went, I think, 5 or 6, just 3 runs, because he is just due to get tattooed. This guy was so bad, whether he started a little bit or out of the bullpen with the Nationals. I mean, he would just get lit up. He would just get his ass lit up. And I can't believe how well he's pitched so far this year. That's the scary part with me, Jose. A lot of think the under because the Rays can't hit. They don't even hit Voth. I mean, they're 6 for 28 off him career. It's not too big of a sample size, but the Orioles do hit Kluber. These guys have seen a ton of him. They're at 305, 6 homers. So as much as I want the Orioles, this one I haven't put in yet. The Orioles, I was thinking first 5 plus 125 or full game. I kind of like Jamal in the chat. I looked at this team total. I got plus 105, over 3.5. I got to get the 4 off Kluber, but I love the stats. So I don't know if I'm going to go first 5 that or the team total, but it's one of those before we get out of here. I'm going to make official. Get it in.
Yeah, I'm writing down team total as well. I like that too, and I'm getting a plus 108 again.
Look at Odor. He's 8 for 19 with 3 homers. I mean, come on, that guy swings and misses and everything.
Frequently, yeah. Be careful, Connor, because that's the future third baseman or second baseman of the Venezuelan baseball team in the Baseball World Classic. So he's going to be my guy here soon. But shout out to Rougned Odor, who, fun fact, many people might not know this, has a brother with the same exact name. Same exact name because his mom thought, well, one of them has to get to the majors. So if one of them is just better than the other, we'll just, sign him up as this guy's name, So it was very fun times for him. So shout out to Venezuelan parents. Next game on our slate here, Detroit Tigers, Chicago White Sox here. And Daniel Norris, man, can you really get behind can you get behind backing Daniel Norris and his last AAA start, 4 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs, 3 Ks? Sure, but I can't get there. The offense is so bad. 30th, 52 weighted runs created plus in February. That's awful. Michael Kopech is a good pitcher, hasn't had a good year. Maybe he's getting a little bit tired as well, but the White Sox offense in their own right, 21st, 74 weighted runs created plus against lefties. So just a big pass game for me here. Maybe a first 5 under or maybe a full game under, but nothing.
Yeah, this is under for me. Tigers bullpen's good. The White Sox aren't very good, so I didn't know if I wanted to go first 5. Norris isn't very good, but this White Sox team, what are they going to do against lefties? I think he'll go 2 innings as long as they don't get to him right away. First time through the order. Like if he can just get through that, I think he'll be good. I watched that White Sox game yesterday. That was absolutely pathetic. They had 15 hits, I believe, and couldn't score there. I mean, they hit a 2-run jack, I think. Who was it? I forget who hit it. But, man, that was pathetic to watch. This offense just doesn't go. They should not be minus 210. And Kopech's been all right. I don't think he's been very good. And you know what his problem is? He's going to start wearing down, and he is. I just don't think he'll go more than 5 innings. He doesn't much anyways. A lot of pitches. He can walk guys. So I think that's a chance for the Tigers here. I mean, this isn't the most sexy. It's a little dirty. I just don't think they should be this price. And maybe they do rip Norris, but there's no fucking way.
Grimy game for you, Connor. Grimy.
This is grimy. This is, but I think there's too much value here. It's not a shit ton. Can they scrape it across? So I like the Tigers here. And so forth. I love this under too. I might double up here. But yeah, a lot of games. This is a grimy one, but fuck that. The White Sox over 200 right now. Kopech on the mound. I know he's better at home. Ugh. And yeah, I like the under here.
That's hey, I like that look. I really do. I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly. This is I was thinking about like just kind of the recipe of unders, I guess, unders in general. I was looking at the Pablo Lopez game, thinking of it, and I was like, it's basically just, a shit offense, obviously, facing a pitcher that is good enough to hold him, i.e. Jake Odorizzi versus the Marlins. And then on the other side, you want a good enough pitcher to hold down the other offense. And obviously with Pablo Lopez. And that's what I was thinking about. I mean, kind of the same situation here. Daniel Norris, can he hold down a struggling offense, which is supposed to be good with the White Sox, and Michael Kopech, who obviously has a dominating factor against the Tigers?
Yeah, and nobody really hits Norris, even though he's not great. But one man, Jose Abreu, 10 for 22, 4 doubles, 2 jacks. Look at him. He owns him.
Yeah, that's hilarious. What he said, 10 for 22. Oh, okay, damn. All right, and a lot of extra base hits there. That's hilarious. All right, let's move on to this game, Connor. And you know what, Connor? I want you to start off this Yankees Red Sox game because everyone knows me. I mean, I'm pretty obvious of where I'm going to go here, but I'd like to have your unbiased take before I piss off the few Yankee fans that watch this show.
The Yankees are sliding, as you know. That probably brings a smile to your face
Well,
every day.
Yeah, Connor, they're real sensitive recently. They've been real sensitive, the Yankees fans. Ever since the Luis Castillo game, I've marked it down on my calendar. I've been telling a lot of people, Yankees fans have been sensitive from that day forward.
Yeah. Well, first thing in this game, I think it's probably going to go 4.5 hours, like every Yankee Red Sox game, and I'd be at lean over in this spot. And yeah, Yankees are just cold. I wish there was a better price here. Eovaldi's pitched well against them. I remember that start though earlier, like maybe a month or a half ago. I got to pull it up. He got hit up pretty good because I was on the Red Sox and the Yankees put 5 or 6 on him real quick, and he did not look sharp. So what are you going to get, the good Nathan Eovaldi or the bad? And the Yankee bats have been cold, so that's why I lean over. I haven't bet this one or made it official, but that's the only way I'd be is on the over here. Wish though the Red Sox, we could get a little plus money with them. We get plus 120. So yeah, and that way I'm off, but over nothing. This game probably goes 4.5, 5 hours.
That is big facts about the game time. I'm on Red Sox first 5 money line. I think Nathan Eovaldi comes out and pitches well at home. Yankee Stadium, or not Yankee Stadium. The Yankees here are a team that he knows pretty well. I'm going to hope that we get the good Nathan Eovaldi. His fastball velocity is obviously down, and I think this is going to be his last year on the Red Sox because it's been bad. But I think
it always struggles later on in the year too because he's always had arm trouble. So, and you know what he's been? Like you said, he's had about 4 starts this year, just kind of dominant. He gives up nothing, but if he doesn't, he's good for 3 or 4. It's like clockwork.
The home runs are a huge issue.
Home runs the long ball.
Yeah, that's I don't know if well, obviously the IL I guess helps him, but he was tops in the league for home runs given up with him and Hunter Green for a really long time. That's the killer part. But truthfully, I just don't think that Domingo Germán is going to be able to hold down a Red Sox offense that has been horrible all year. I mean, every time I come on the show with you, Connor, I think about JD Martinez, and I think he still has 9 home runs. I still don't think he's hit a home run, but it's just crazy to say. But I think the Red Sox win tonight. I took the first 5 money line because I am a pussy and I don't trust the Red Sox offense or Red Sox bullpen, I should say, that's been the worst in baseball by a wide margin in the second half. And I also took the over 9 at minus 120. Shitty price for the over. But I think it is going to be a slugfest. And with these two teams, I always think that it should be around 10, truthfully. It should be always around 10. And if it's not, I usually bet the over.
And look, for the few guys that hit Eovaldi hard, Rizzo, I think he's 7 for 15 with a homer. Obviously, Judge hits him well. And nobody from the Red Sox, Xander Bogaerts, is looking at he's 6 for 17 with a homer. And he's pretty clutch for me when I take him. So,
man, shout out to Xander. Sabito and Guano, by the way, taking the Red Sox today. He's hammering the Red Sox to be exact. Won me money yesterday. Today they win me back more. They go back to back, I should say. Red Sox ace on the bump versus the Yankees 5th pitcher. I'll take my chances. Not applicable saying, excuse me, I smell a Jose shit the bed game. It took me a while to figure out what STB was. Shout out to not applicable. Both pens are terrible. Gerald Jones saying, shout out to Derek Potter for watching. Thank God the Premier League is back. I am glad it is back too. Yankees are struggling. It's very fun. New York money line for the not applicable, like we just mentioned. And Rocco Rogers mentioning this is a good spot for the Yankees bats to wake up. I think they will. I think they will wake up in this series. I do not expect to win this series, truthfully, if I'm going to show a little bit of honesty and transparency for a second. But I think Nathan Eovaldi can sack up and have a good performance first start home with all these whirlwind of emotions with Benintendi coming back and all this good stuff. So it'll be a fun game, to say the least. And I will probably be angry at the end of it. So who knows? Next up, we've got Phillies Mets here. Maximus Scherzer back on the bump here, and it's really tough to bet any Max Scherzer start. Really, it's ultimately, do you think Max Scherzer can get hit, and will you take the underdog because he's always kind of too priced out to bet. Shout out to Jimmy who took Max Scherzer in the first 5 money line for the friends and family parlay today. It was So that, the first 5 under, and the Giants and Pirates game, and I think it was the Red Sox Yankees over. I don't remember exactly if that was it, but that was believed that was a combination there. So I hope the Mets take the Phillies to the cleaners with the Rangers Suarez today. Phillies are 9th, 121 weighted runs created plus against lefties, and Rangers got a big home road split here, but it's actually one trending towards him pitching better on the road, a 2.87 away and a 4.60 at home. So maybe a first, well, I was going to say maybe a first 5 under, a full game under, but books no, so it's a 7 for a reason. So I'll pass here.
Yeah, I don't blame it. The price now is not great with the Mets. Even the first 5, minus the half is right around minus 140. You kind of missed the boat. Scherzer's been dominant against these Phillies. I mean, Schwarber's not in the lineup again.
Don't think so. No, I'll check RotoWire right now and make sure, but I wouldn't expect so. I mean, it was a calf, day-to-day strain. Yeah, no way.
Realmuto, he's got a couple of homers, but 7 for 58. Rhys Hoskins, 1 for 26. I mean, Segura's the only guy. He's 12 for 33. Yeah, I lean under. Suarez hasn't seen him this year. I mean, he hasn't done too much against him. There's only 35 at-bats. I lean under. You know what I want here? It's just, will they get to Suarez? They hit lefties pretty well. Will they get the team total 4.5? Because that you can get plus money on. The 3.5 like minus 140 or 45. So that's where I lean, is their team total of 4.5. I don't know if I pull the trigger.
Beautiful. By the way, Friends and Family was that, and it was a plus 417 there. If you're interested in tailing that parlay from betting with the bag, say hey parlay will come at the end. Come at the end of the show. No worries, Connor, do your thing. But say hey. Parlay will be at the end of the show. I actually made one by myself because, I'm an idiot. Sometimes I just make random parlays. And I'm like, what would this make me? What would this make me? And I put up like a 4-leg plus 900 parlay that I was like, maybe this will be the say hey parlay, but whatever. I'm not going to give that out because that's only in my wildest dreams that will hit, obviously. But let's move on and move to talking about this Seattle Mariners game here. The Texas Rangers bullpen day. Josh, Spores? I think that's how you pronounce it. This is why the English language is a bitch. And now this is one of my plays here. I took Seattle team total over 4.5 here at minus 107. Ultimately, I feel like I've seen plenty of times now when one of these relievers first time as an opener gets crushed. And this is going to be his first time starting a game. Bullpen guy, 2 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs versus the Chicago White Sox. I'll be interested to see if he can make the adjustment. Obviously, again, he's a bullpen guy, so he's never started a game this season. Will he be able to make the adjustment from being a guy sitting back there waiting, and then immediately get hot and have all this pressure or whatever, and then instead of that, having plenty of time going through the motions, all that stuff, maybe he doesn't adjust well. I just think this is going to be a good spot for the Mariners offense here. And George Kirby ultimately wasn't a pitcher that I feel comfortable backing all the time. Rangers offense, 17th against righties, 98 weighted runs created plus. Last time out for Kirby, he pitched really well, but it was against the Angels. So can you really take from that? I don't know. And then the last time before that was Houston, at Houston, 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 7 Ks, 1 walk. Good start. It seems like, to me, when the playoffs come rolling around, George Kirby is going to be just a long bullpen guy, probably a bullpen weapon for them to bridge the gap. So I'll be interested to see how that shakes up for him. Obviously, Seattle's offense has not been the best. 20th, 90 weighted runs created plus. The 4.5 was a little high. I was hoping for a 4 or 3.5, but I think that Spores could get touched up here, and I'll trust the Mariners offense against a Rangers bullpen that I really just don't trust. I really don't trust. By the way, AJ1337 saying, it might hit. What's the parlay, Jose? If you want me to tell you the parlay, it was Mets first. It was basically like the Friends and Family plus parlay. So if you want, I'll tell you guys the parlay is Mets first 5 money line, the Milwaukee St. Louis over first 5, the under in the Pirates Giants game, and the Royals team total over 3. And that kind of gives you a spoiler alert of some plays that we have going forward here. But I trust here George Kirby. At the end of the day, I trust him to pitch well, but I don't trust him enough to give my money and put it on him. So I ultimately passed here. Not applicable. Well, not a pass. I passed on the side. I'm on the team total. Wine Time Sports. What up, my guy? I hope you're enjoying the game, my man. I hope. Well, I don't think you're probably there now. It's time zones obviously fucked me up, but I hope you enjoy the game tonight. It will be a fun game. And if you're on Twitter, I gave you a shout out because I tailed your first 5 under. I tailed your thoughts behind Molly. So that will be a fun game. All right. So let's. Oh, actually, good timing, Connor Mack. I just finished up my discussion about the Seattle Mariners. I'm on team total over 4.5. What are you on?
I'm on nothing in this game. When these teams have gotten together, I've noticed the game's gone over. But I like Kirby, and his 2 starts this year against the Rangers have been good. At Texas, he went 5. He gave up 2. And then at home, he went 5 and gave up nothing. I kind of see similar here. This was just this was the ultimate board game pass for me. I just don't think the Mariners should be this price. This to me is kind of a Rangers at home. Take them. If this was just a few weeks ago, I think this would be more of a pick 'em type game. So yeah, this was Rangers for me. That's the only way I'd look. But yeah, I couldn't get there. I just couldn't get there. And too much, like I said, conflicting when I see that I want the under, the over, too much trends, everything. I just back out and I'm off this. Too many games today. As I say on Friday when we got fucking 16 games.
That's funny. By the way, Alex Gagnon, a quick answer of your question. He asked, why doesn't Benintendi hit any more home runs at all? I'll tell you why, actually, because obviously I know a little bit about him. So in 2018, he had a great year. He was a line drive base hit hitter. He wasn't trying to be a power hitter. And then obviously, like, everyone was kind of shifting towards like hitting home runs, like, launch angle and all that stuff. And the Red Sox were, I don't know if they were like pushing him towards being a contact hitter, but they were like, you should like stay being a contact hitter, drive through the ball, all that good stuff. And in 2019, he was like, nah, I'm going to be a power hitter. And he tried to hit like for home runs and stuff, and it just didn't work out. Like, he had one of his worst years. And then that eventually led the Red Sox to trading him because I don't know why, but whatever, they traded him. And then when he gets to Kansas City, he realizes I'm not going to hit home runs in the stadium. I need to become a contact hitter again. And he got with Benintendi, or got with Mookie Betts and Brock Holt in the this offseason and fixed his swing again. Now he's back to being one of the best contact hitters in baseball. So there's your little Benintendi story there for that, I should say. Real
quick, though, I mean, 3 jacks, though. Like, even last year, it's 17. I mean, there's something going on. Like, 13, 16, 20. It's a little low.
I mean, he should have for a high average. Like,
He's
probably top 5 in the American League, right? I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, he's in 305. So
yeah, okay. Well, yeah, it's obviously now down because he's on the Yankees. Because the Yankees. But no, I really think it was just a combination of the Red Sox telling him like, "Hey, you're a better contact hitter," and then the Royals saying, "Well, the Royals, that's all they fucking do. Who's the power hitter on the Royals? It's just one dude. It's Salvador Perez. That's half their game. It's just like contact, small ball, all that shit. So they just get him getting pounded with it again and again and again and again. Just probably.
And that's all he's doing. He's getting older and injuries because his average is only 220 this year.
Yeah, well,
when he connects, Perez, he goes deep.
Yeah, he does. I love Salvi too. Close personal friend, Salvador Perez. But I expect Andrew Benintendi to get.
I love when you say that. Close personal friend. I call him all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we're close. I would say I have his number, but I don't think I have his number actually. And I have not messaged him on Instagram like I did with my actual close personal friend Pablo Lopez. I mean, you say what you will. Me and Pablo like this now. We're gonna reconnect in the Baseball World Classic here soon. By the way, Connor, I emailed so early for Baseball World Classic credentials that they were like, "Hey, email us back on this date," and that day is on Monday. So I'm gonna get those fucking credentials. At least try to, and I'm gonna be rubbing elbows with again my close personal friends Pablo Lopez and Salvador Perez. So it'll be a real shame.
Yeah, get it. I mean, your guy, maybe he doesn't love you coming on here. He knew you before. He's like, look at this kid talking shit. My buddy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe he was like, yeah, I watched you talk shit about me when I was hurt and not pitching well. What the fuck, dude? I thought we were friends. I saw that picture you made of us, the stepbrothers, dude. What the hell? But goodness, but yeah, no. Shout out to Pablo Lopez. Let's talk about your Dodgers here, Connor, because I have my theories about Tony Gonsolin, and obviously, I think the second half is going to be. I thought the second half was going to be worse for him. But his last start against the Padres, which of course I took the Padres, and it was an all-time bad bet for me. I think, fucking call me an idiot, call me a big dumb bitch, whatever you're going to say, but how is he not going to pitch well on Vince Scully night and all that? How is he not going to pitch well? So anyone with freaking two eyes could have seen that. I obviously bet the fucking Padres, whatever. But I still think he's going to struggle. I still think he's not going to pitch well. So that led me to take the Royals here in a former fashion. I want to take him first 5 money line. I was like, all right, well, I don't know if I trust Daniel Lynch at the end of the day. But I want to take the team total here. And of course, Bovada being as fucked as it is right now, I'll double check and see now if they're available. Bovada at least lets you pick what your team total is. I'm looking at Pinnacle. You can only get a team total, I believe it was 3.5 at plus 118. I'm just like, do I really want that? 4 runs? I don't know. And it's just an internal battle. So I would like to take the Royals in a former fashion here, and I'll keep my conquest on against Tony Gonsolin, even though in the face of all adversity, this might be another stick in the wind play. But I think Gonsolin's going to tail off. I really do. So Royals in a former fashion for me here, Connor. What about you?
A good old stick in the wind.
Yep. Low ROI with the stick in the wind plays. Low ROI.
This game's interesting. Dodgers just running through everybody, obviously. I mean, what's it, 10 in a row on the run line? Just keep going. I think you got value there. Those games with the Twins, they were minus 160. A lot of those games are just easily cashed. They go to Kansas City. Maybe is it a little bit of flat spot? They're hitting lefties. They're just ripping them. And we know how Lynch is. He's been a little bit better at times the second half in June and July. But, man, this is just tough. As much as you want the value here, this is with the Royals are playing a little bit better. Bunch of young kids on that team. Dodgers are just rolling. I don't worry about Gonsolin now. I thought his second half would be good. It's the playoffs. So I'd be leery of his innings, which I think they will. But they're getting so many guys back. Hopefully May will be back soon. Even Walker Buehler to the pen talk all around L.A. lately.
Really?
So you haven't heard that?
No.
Check it out.
This is
Get
your West
Dodger
Coast,
beat,
West
man.
Coast media. The West Coast media it doesn't come into Texas. Come on, Connor. You know how Texas and California butt heads. They'll never let your media in here.
Yeah. So I'm off here. There could be a ton of runs to go over.
Okay. Well,
Dodgers win.
I'm moving on the Kansas City Royals team total here. Obviously, I'll give out the line in a fashion fucking at the end of the show because again, Bovada is just bending.
They've been pesky a little bit, scoring runs, and there's a whole lot of no names, in that lineup.
Yeah, they are, and at least they're young gun. That's what I like about them. They're young, and they want to be up here. They want to earn their spot. I just have a fascination with the Royals, I guess. By the way, it's Pinnacle that has a 2.5 minus 150. And I was looking at FanDuel. Yeah, I was looking at FanDuel for the 3. Now it's hanging at 3.5 at plus 110. So a lot of different places you can look. But I'll write down that Kansas City Royals team total over 3.5 there, a plus 110. But we'll see here. I'm apparently the preeminent Dodger hater because I've been one of the people saying that I do not think the Dodgers are going to win the World Series this year. I think it's Braves or Mets. And they keep shoving it in my fucking mouth too. They're on the same pace the 2018 Red Sox were on. And I was like, sheesh, this seems really good. And it doesn't seem like starting pitcher is going to hurt them, but we'll see when it comes to October. Oakland A's, Houston Astros, next game on our slate here. And this is the other play I was really looking at. First 5 under here. Under 5 I have Connor here. Minus 103 here. Now, obviously, it's Adam Adler's, game to lose here, for bet to lose. And he's faced the Astros twice, about to be 3 times in his 2 appearances, which were a back-to-back as well. We need to be reminded of that. 5 innings, 4 hits, four runs, 3 of them earned, and then 4 and a third, 6 hits, 3 earned runs there, both home and away. So I don't know what it is, but it just seems like the Oakland A's pitchers just might have the juice and have the stuff over the Astros. We know our guy Swervin Irvin owns the Astros. Seems to just pitch well against them, and 5 super high. And I trust Luis Garcia enough to have him pitch well against an Oakland A's offense that has been just remarkably hot, just shockingly hot. In the month of August, it's cooled down. But since the All-Star break, it was rolling there. But 22nd are the Oakland A's against righties, 89 weighted runs created plus, and against Houston, 27th, or sorry, should I say Houston against righties, 27th weighted runs created plus, 79 weighted runs created plus. So I'm going with the first 5 under here, under 5.
Yeah, well, this is the key. It's just Garcia owns these A's. I mean, they can't hit anything. I think they're hitting 100 off him. He's just dominated them. The big thing is Aller here. I mean, they have to score runs for this game to go over. Like, could the Astros do it all themselves? Maybe. Even those games they won, those back-to-back, A's won the game. They scored runs because he went 5 and 6 decent. He gave up, what, 3 and 3, 4, 3 earned, and 3 and 3 and 4 and a third. He doesn't strike out a ton. That means contact and barrel. Yeah, I want nothing to do with this game at all. I mean, Astros owe a huge, huge price.
Yeah, I'm looking at Pinnacle right now. I said minus 337. That's crazy. I don't think the Astros should be like that big. I mean, obviously, if I was in a better position and I have a shitload of plays, I'd be on Oakland first 5 full game. Like I said, I do think that these Oakland pitchers somehow know how to get these guys out, and they always seem to play well against them.
Yeah,
but
they play each other a ton, obviously, and it's just sneakies. These teams, go down. Especially maybe the first 3 innings, they're not awake. We're fucking playing the A's.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a little going through the motions.
The same thing with the Orioles and the Yankees or whoever. I mean, obviously the Orioles better than the A's, but it's still like your last place team, bottom feeder. It always seems to happen to be. They always play well against your division players. So, yeah. I could see the A's keeping in this game, and that's why I said first 5 under here, under 5. And on Pinnacle right now, it's hanging at minus 116. So I'm gonna take the minus 116. Again, I'm getting screwed by Bovada being down right now.
The Astros to the under has been solid.
Yeah.
Weird thing is they rip Aller. I mean, that's the problem. Can the A's get to Garcia? It's just they've been swinging a lot better. For them lately, but he's been dominant with them, and he's a lot bit better at home. So. In his career.
Yeah. So I am rolling on that first 5 under here. Otherwise, let's move on to this Milwaukee Brewers, St. Louis Cardinals spot. And I thought it was a great breakdown from Jimmy and Ragu earlier today. I was on the train that thought Jordan Montgomery is going to get crushed against the Yankees. I thought, okay, well, the Yankees are one of the most historic franchises in baseball, Connor. They have a great general manager and Brian Cashman. Why would they trade Jordan Montgomery? I mean, I don't know. They must see something. And they traded him for Harrison Bader, who won't be ready for another couple of weeks, I guess. I don't know where he is. Siberia, who knows? And I thought he was going to struggle against him. And of course, he goes 5 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, just thoroughly cooks them. And I was like, wow, okay, classic. I lose money on the Yankees. But can he do that again? In a spot that he was torqued up, like Jimmy was saying here, he was super, just probably up in for that start, knows those guys really well. I really think that the Brewers can get to Montgomery here, even though they're, I guess, season-long numbers. I don't look at the season-long numbers very often. I always kind of keep it in my sample size. But this month, 14th against lefties, 102 weighted runs created plus. It's pretty good. And I don't trust Eric Lauer either in this spot. I wanted to take the Brewers in a former fashion, but I don't trust Eric Lauer. He's played against them. He's pitched against them twice already. 11 innings pitched against them in 2 starts, 7 earned runs. not good at the end of the day. And they're fifth against lefties this month. The Cardinals, 142 weighted runs created plus. So this just kind of felt like an easy over spot. I don't believe in their bullpens either of these teams. So
Yeah.
I took first 5 over here, over 5 or over 4, excuse me. I'll look at the
Why won't you
line.
go full game if you don't believe in the Pens?
I just, I don't have a good excuse to tell you why I chose first 5. I'd probably double up on this one. And I think, you
Yeah.
know what, now that we're talking about it, I probably will because, again, do you really think that Jordan Montgomery can go out here and do that again? And obviously the Brewers against lefties is the big question, but I really think that, and I agree with Jimmy when he said this, like he was pumped up for that start. He wanted to show the Yankees brass, like, what was up because he was not expecting to get traded. That was a pretty surprising trade to everyone as well. So I really think that he gets touched up here, and the Cardinals are just good against lefties at the end of the day as well. Even though Paul Goldschmidt might not hit Lauer, everyone else does as well.
This game was a back and forth for me. Initially last night, I thought I got to take the Brewers, which is a team I don't like to take much, especially when they're laying a big price. And Lauer's been really good. See, I want the under the first. It's just too low for me here. I just I don't want it at all. You talked about those 2 starts Lauer had with the Cardinals. I just see he's a lefty on the mound. As much as I lean under, that's why I was hesitant. I haven't put this in yet. I see the Cardinals team total 3.5 plus 110. Obviously, one start was good, 5, and he gave up 2, and then he got hit pretty hard. He gave up 5 earned in the other start. I just see that lefty and all those bats for the Cardinals and 3.5. I'm looking at the team total over. I lean under, but I'm off on total wise. I'm not going to mess with this game. And as much as early I thought Brewers, tough one. The Cardinals, I took the Rockies, and the over. I was taking over 12s the last couple of days in those games, but it could be that flat spot, like they come back home a little tired, but I looking at this team total 3.5 with them. I think it's just got to be the look.
I'll say this now. It was 7.5 this morning. Now it's 8 on Pinnacle. 8 to the over at plus 101 there. So I don't know if I can take it, I guess. I still like that first 5 over, but I'll be honest, Connor, I thought you were going to join me there when you asked me why I wouldn't take the full game here. And you're right. I do like both sides here. So, and of course, I think Noli's in the chat as well. I'm smelling. Oh, see, he says agree, Connor. That was at 5:19. So it was a couple of minutes ago while you're going through soliloquy. So I'm sure he probably agrees with you on that first 5 under here as well. I just don't know, man. Do we really think Montgomery's got it in the tank? And the Brewers' offense, is it going to be that bad? I really do think Lauer gets touched up, which is why I like that Cardinals team total look as well.
Yeah, what are we going to get from Montgomery? I thought he was decent with the Yankees. He kind of leaked oil before they got rid of him. And he's an interesting guy. To me, he's the ultimate kind of 5 inning. If you can get him a quality start, right around a 4 ERA. But the Brewers, you talked about, have hit lefties better. I still don't trust that team. I just don't trust them versus lefties. I don't love the lineup anyways. So yeah.
Yeah, they're absolutely a maddening team. It feels like all the cappers in our community have the same issue with the Brewers, like just not being able to pin them down, I guess. And you're right. There is none of the big boys are in the lineup, I should say. Yelich, Adames, McCutchen, Brasso, Renfroe, Hura, Luis Arias, Victor Caratini, and Taylor. So there you go. All right. And okay, so he said, why would I take the first 5 if I don't like the Pens? So I mean, you guys are right. You guys are wholly right about it. So I've got it written down here, the over 8. And we'll see if I move on it here in a second. Let's move on to this astronomically high spot. I believe I forgot what the final score yesterday, but it was like I saw it was 2-2 for a while, and I was like, damn, that was the over 8 there spot. I was like, wow, that's crazy. But we've got Diamondbacks, Rockies here. Shout out to Matty Ice. His team play of the day was Rockies team total, believe. Rockies team total. Someone can double check me on that, but shout out to Matty Ice as always here. Senzatella versus Davies, and back-to-back here for these guys. Do we really trust them in a back-to-back? in Coors? I don't. I stayed off this game. Both these offenses are pretty well against righties, 11th and 12th respectively at 109, 110 weighted runs created plus. I've got a shitload of plays, so I decided to pass on this one. But I always keep an eye on these high game totals to see how they go. But ultimately, like I said, pass.
Yeah, as much as at 8. And the thing was, I was sitting there until the explosion happens. That's what happens at Coors Field. Like, the Rockies put up a 6 spot. And the game before that, I got a little lucky. They scored 4 in the 9th to get that game over, 9-5 that they lost. So, I don't know if I want it here. Davies, this guy has been wild. He's had 3 starts that were pretty good. Pittsburgh, 7 1/3, 2 against the Rockies, where he went 5, 6 1/3. No earned runs. This team just surprisingly doesn't hit him. Those were both at home, though not in Coors Field. But he's had a good career. Senzatella on and off. Usually he's better at home. Look at the D-backs, though. Hit 385 off him. I mean, look at this. Walker's 13 for 25 with 2 homers. Del Marte 11 for 28. Rojas 7 for 17. These are some gaudy numbers here. So, God, I'd lean over. I mean, I haven't bet it. And it's tough to get. It's just the innings are so – because even when I'm on those unders, like first 5, 6.5, it's got me. Even though I've cashed a good amount over the last 3 or 4 years, but I've been on them a lot more. That 5-run inning just kills it. 5-run fourth, whatever it is, in that yard, it just shoots your ticket. Rip it up.
Yeah, man. I really ultimately, at the end of the day, the Coors Field factor is always so interesting to me as going through this first year of capping every day. The totals are always just astronomical, and I'm always like, do I just have the heart to take an under there? Just one time, like it's like yesterday or whatever, the day before, maybe it's like 12.5. I was like, holy shit, like at what point? And yeah, I mean, it's always tough to do these games in Coors. I'll admit it. That's just my
Here you go.
thought.
115 at bats. 129 with the walks. They're hitting 183 off Zach Davies. I mean, no one's hit him.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. But this one's in Coors Field. Like I said, maybe I think he'll give up runs. If I was a betting man, would he give up some? I think so.
Hey, shout out, and by the way, shout out to Matty Ice again, who Rockies team total play the day, I believe, as well. Let's move on to this next game. The Minnesota Twins on their little West Coast road trip here against the Angels. Patrick, not Pablo Sandoval here. Whew, I don't know. It seems like he's just like the silent ace of this staff. Like he always seems to go out there and pitch well. And I always want to fade him, and he just seems to dazzle. And shout out to Wine Time Sports, who are on his game now. A lot of our cappers going to be at this game, actually, Connor. So it'll be a lot of fun. Michael Orvalina, believe always going to this game as well. Wine Time's going to be there, so a lot of good times there. Go hitch each other up, get a beer. It'll be fun. But I'll put it like this, because I forgot to comment about Wine Time Sports comment. Wine Time is I don't know if a close personal friend. We'll call him my kind of close personal friend with Tyler Mahle, former Little League buddies, and he knows that Tyler Mahle is having a kid soon, or like he just announced he's having a kid soon, and all this stuff. So he thinks he's gonna pitch well, and this was my Wine Time Sports tale of the day. I'm on the first 5 under here, thinking that Mahle pitches well off that announcement, feeling good, all that good stuff. He's playing well, pitching well anyways, regardless of that. Patrick Sandoval, a good pitcher in his own right. Like I said, the silent little gem of this staff. And both of these offenses aren't great. Against lefties, the Minnesota Twins this month are 28th, 49 weighted runs created plus. That's horrific. And then obviously we know what the Angels are. 24th, 88 weighted runs created plus against righties. So first 5 under here for me. Let me double check here and see what price I got that at. Of course I cannot find it. First 5 under 4 minus 120 for me.
This game's pretty interesting to me. I don't want the Angels in any shape. You know what? I've seen a little bit of glimpse, like Tyler Ward. Ohtani was in a bad slump. he hasn't been doing anything. He hit a jack the other day, but still his average is down. I
That's the
think
Mike
this
Trout
team,
blues. He caught the Mike
yeah,
Trout blues. You're already out of it. You're like in the dog days. You're just like, fuck this. I want to go home. This team sucks.
that's true, but I think they win some games down the stretch, like some here. I don't know how many. I think it's a decent spot for the Twins. I don't love this one. I lean a little bit. Yeah, the first 5 under. The Twins, though, on the road, over machine. 13 of the last 14. I was pulling up a bunch of shit today. And I like the Twins, against a lefty. Sandoval, like I talked about, has been pretty good. I know he's starting to, eat it here a little bit lately. And I always talk about his changeup being his out pitch, and he can't walk people. That's just his biggest problem. I mean, he walks 2 or more every freaking game, it seems like, and that's dangerous to me to scoring runs. But I like the Twins a little bit. I just don't love the price in this one. I don't know if I get there here with the Twins. I've been looking at this one all day, but I love the insights, Jose.
Hey,
That you gave me there.
when we have insight like that from our guy Wine Time Sports, close
Yeah,
personal
he might
friend.
not get touched real quick. I mean, that you want to take that Angel offense?
No, no,
Come
no.
on now.
No,
No
no,
way.
yeah. I don't want any piece of that offense at all here. And by the way, shout out to Bovada, who seemingly is back. Thankfully, I'm trying to locate all these lines so I can actually cite the lines that I'm betting here because we've been pain in the ass all morning here. But it looks like we're gonna have a good day after all with my friends at Bovada coming back here. So it's gonna be a fun day, Connor. Gonna be a fun day indeed. Let's go to this last game here and let's talk about the Dodgers Bay rivals here. One of the more disappointing teams in baseball, and shout out to Flush Allen who got us on this under. Or their season win totals looks like it's going to come through for us, hopefully. Ragu, this is one of those spots where you just got to sit back and listen. And the big Ragu today on betting with the bag was all over the first 5 under here. And I could see it. I could see it. I'm a Bryce Wilson fan. I'm more of a Bryce Wilson fan than you'll find on the regular street. I've always been enamored. I've been enamored with him since the Braves playoff runs when he went in there and pitching as a really young pitcher. And I was like, this guy's good. I think he can be something. And he's pitched well on and off.
Yeah.
And do you trust him? Do you trust him? That's ultimately the end of the day. That's at the fact at the end of the day that you got to get around because I think it's a foregone conclusion as it comes that Carlos Rodon is going to pitch very well tonight against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The 23rd against lefties, 70 weighted runs created plus. I watch this team frequently. They always seem to struggle against lefties. But Bryce Wilson against Baltimore at Baltimore, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, no walks last time. He's got definitely a big home road splits thing, which is interesting to me. A home, he's got a 7.50 ERA. And on the road, he's got a 4.93. So still not good, but at least, acceptable. Some sort of passable level there. Big thing about him is how many lefties we'll see from the Giants. And we know that they've got a good lefty-righty split like lineup they can do here. Average against lefties for Bryce Wilson, 359. That is crazy. So it'll be fun to watch this game for sure. I'm on the first 5 under here with Ragu. I trust Ragu with my bankroll. Do you? I do.
Oh yeah, Big Ragu, always. This game is pretty though conflicting. Pirates in San Francisco played well the last few times they've gone there, 4-1. The last 5 there, I'm interested a little bit. Rodon though should be good. That last start he had was not very good. Sharpie probably be on his K prop here as the Pirates strike out a ton. As in last year, he always told me Pirates strike out, not that much. And this year he's told me they're striking out a lot more. So I'm sure he'd be on that. So I don't blame you for the under here. And who knows with the Giants? You know what? Lately they've been hitting a bit. In San Diego, 4 of the last 5 went over. So interesting, but I could only be on the under with these two. I don't blame you guys. Tons of money though on the over. I watched this all day. The tickets, the money, everything. So
that's not good.
But it hasn't moved.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah, I mean it's just hanging here at 7.5. So I might be on this later tonight. This was one I was really, really looking at, and maybe even the Pirates, which they got done for me the other night. They got me the over versus the D-backs, and they won the next night. But I don't know about here with Rodon. It just, I don't know if I can trust him here. Your Rays at Pirates, I see, have backed off a little bit there. Where's your little flag behind you there, Jose?
It's still
No
there,
pirate left?
No, it's still there up in the corner. We still got it. It's lovely back there. It's always there. We appreciate, we memorialize what the Pirates have done for us here at Say Hey Plays. Way back when we were up double-digit units, when things were, the show was in black and white back then when the Pirates were sweeping the Dodgers, it feels. So, it feels like it's just ages ago. But shout out to the Pirates as always. Appreciate them. And I still have my my Tupachicha Marcano jersey. I still can't say his name right, but I still got it. He goes, it's so funny when I see him like get called down. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, where's the value of that jersey? It's like,
$100
real high.
Yeah, $100 jersey, and he gets called up and down all the time. But I love it. He everyday second baseman, Tupa. Let's go. I believe in you. That's my guy. I believe in him, and I can't wait to see him grow and develop. All right, Connor. Loaded card for me, especially for how things have gone recently. Everyone knows it. I've said it a fucking billion times. I'm on this cold ass stretch, but we're fucking changing it today. I cannot wait for this card. I like a lot of plays on here, and I feel empowered and ready to go, Connor. So I'll let you start this off because I'm still looking around on Bovada because it's not completely back up. But tell me, what are you on today, Connor?
1 sec. Just checking some. We'll be out. Sorry, we're a little bit late. Check out the daily sesh. My bad, Dabby Cab. And all the stuff. Go to Manscaped, promo code Pub Sports. Get a book, mybookie.ag at promo code Pub Sports. If you do, use the Bitcoin. Put 1,000, they'll match it. If you use debit or credit, they only match you 50%. So get that, get it, got it. Good. All right. Remember to do that. I'm on Detroit White Sox under 8.5 here, and I am taking Tigers full game. I have to find the best price there. I thought about going first 5. I like their bullpen better. It's a little out there, I know, but I don't trust the White Sox. And maybe they rip this lefty in Norris. I don't think he only goes if he can get, like I said, get through 2. I like their bullpen. Right around, I can get plus 190. Full game Tigers. I'm on it. Orioles. I'm taking the team total because I got plus 110 with that 3.5. As much as I like them, kind of full game 135, I'm on that. I struggled here. If I can find the Mets at a 4 at a decent price, their team total, I'll be over it. If I can get, minus 105, I have to find that though. I know we're on a crunch of time. And I'm going to wait on the night card. If I play it, I'll let people know. And hit me up if you want some jacks. As soon as we get done with the show, I'll have a better on a few jacks and player props because I was a little bit crammed today on this Friday. That's it.
Oh, I'm very excited.
There's multiple games. I don't like your Red Sox game. I would take over Yankees. There's a few leans, but not betting that. Too many games today. Not going wild like you, Jose.
Well, I am
wild man over here.
Wild man, volume capper, as they say. Shout out to Bobano here. Connor, while I go through this, ruminate and think about what your leg of the Say Hey parlay is, because we're still rolling. We're still doing it. And we're still counting it for our record. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're gonna hit them. We're going to hit them. I have confidence. Minnesota, Los Angeles Angels, first 5 under, minus 120. Boston, Boston first 5 money line, minus 115. And the over 9 in that game at minus 120. Got the Pirates, Giants, first 5 under 4, minus 110 there. Kansas City Royals, I'm doing it, I guess. Team total over 3.5 at plus 110 for me here. I also have the Milwaukee Brewers, Cardinals, first 5 over 4 at even money. That's what they're posting on Bovada, so that's nice. I got better than minus 105, what I wrote down earlier. Seattle, team total over 4.5 at minus 107 as well. I'm also adding the full game over in Milwaukee, St. Louis, over 7.5 minus 110. That is also on Bovada. Thankfully, I don't have to take the 8. That's on Pinnacle, which is nice, or not have to take it, but not get to, what I mean when I say take it. Oakland to Houston, first 5 under 5, minus 115 for me there. And I'm also jumping on with you. Baltimore team total over 3.5 at plus 110 for me. Connor. Friends and family parlay, by the way, I'll mention this real quick. Friends and family, it was earlier today with betting with the bag. Mets first 5 money line, Yankees, Red Sox over 9, and the Pirates, Giants team total, Pirates, Giants first 5 under 4. So there you go. There's that. Say hey parlay. Let's do this, Connor. I will start here. Say hey parlay is always an interesting one. It's a fickle bitch for me. It really is, and I'm not going to pick a team total, actually, because some people can't take team totals. I am going to take the Milwaukee St. Louis Cardinals first 5 over 4 even money for me here, Connor. What are you interested in for this parlay?
Neither. I don't do parlays.
Well, I love an addition here. You want to give me a play that you want to add here?
Orioles. 3.5.
Okay, I like that. See, there we go. A little Orioles, Milwaukee Brewers here, 100, and then we have both plus money spots. So you should get a good price for a little 2-leg parlay here. I'll calculate that and tweet that out here in a second. Say hey parlay there. Thank you, Connor, as always. But this is a beautiful episode. This is a beautiful episode indeed. I'm excited about this day, this card. Hey, like I said, a pivotal day in my capping career. 341 and 358, up only 3.3 units on the year now. Technically the lowest point of the season, I guess, after day 1. So we have to turn it around. It's now or never here, and it's going to be a good day. Connor, where can the people find you at?
Just here, Pub Sorts Radio. We got, NFL's coming up, but college football will be back. Yep. Check me out. Usually Sunday I'll be with Sharpie on The Walking Dead with my guy. Yeah, that's it.
Beautiful. Shout out to Sharpie and shout out to the Daily Sesh. I'm very much sorry that we always run over, but shout out to our guys.
Usually I'm pretty sharp on time. We were a little overboard today.
Yeah, no, it's a big card today too, so that's how it is. But go watch their show right now. They always have great times on their show. It's very funny. Mr. Gokster on their show. I know that for a fact. That's going to be hilarious to see Mr. Gokster. He'll tell you all about his tobacco and marijuana bowls and how those make you want to throw up. I accidentally took one of those during Pubblepalooza on accident, and I was like, Gokster, what the fuck is this? So that was fun times as always. So shout out to Mr. Gokster. And thanks everyone for watching as always. Salvi Can, it was a team total over for the Baltimore Orioles, 3.5, and the first 5 over, and the Milwaukee Brewers Cardinals game there. Thank you, Cheshire Cat, for watching. Not applicable fireside, Mr. MDR, Real Deal Prime, all you guys, AJ1337, Don Mack, Michael Benuela, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys. Michael Orvalina, I hope you guys have a lot of fun at the game today. Nobody knows. Thank you for watching. As always, it'll be a lot of fun today, and today is going to be a great day. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning for an early weekend edition of Say Hey Plays. Going to be even more fun on the weekends, because on the weekends we get freaky. You guys know how we do it here. So see you guys mañana.